seconds. Please start at F card.
Let's hope you don't have to connect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. We have Inferno League action here, the first game of the night. In about 30 minutes, we'll be live on the official Inferno League YouTube channel with Unity versus Euphoria on, I don't know which map, with Euphoria doing something. There. I'm gonna give you the specifics. It is at 9 p.m. Eastern on Oregon. Unity will defend. Similar to this map, where on Oregon, Altered Reality will defend against NoMercy Eclipse. NoMercy Eclipse replacing NoMercy Apollo after Unity actually handed them their first, last, and only loss in Inferno League during their placements, and they just self-destructed, and parts of them became parts of this team, as you can see. I believe Black Revival with some other players as well. I might be wrong on that, but that's from what I remember, is what happened to them. I know that there's also, I think, NoMercy Origin, NoMercy Genesis. There's a couple of NoMercy teams. There used to be more. Just think they've all sort of faded away. But yeah, so we now have Altered Reality, is a very strong Division 2 to Division 1 team, facing off against a bit of an unknown here with Black Revival and the rest of NoMercy Eclipse, which most NoMercy teams, I'd say, not all, but I'm making a generalization here. Most of them are pretty aggressive, not really strat-based, not amazing in terms of coordination. They just rely on, pushing it through, pretty much. Altered, very, or at least formerly very strat-heavy. They had a while there where Cosmic and Apollo 1 Puma 2 were the reps, but now Cosmic owns it with some co-ownership from Joda, who has recently returned. We're seeing him now as the Maestro, sort of hard support IGL for them, which I think they were missing for a while, which was certainly not helping them. Has returned, and so now he co-owns it with Apollo, and it should be a bit of a return to form for them. I mean, Wally was gone. The Altered that I had known was not the Altered that I was seeing. Pardon me while I multitask here. But usually a very strat-heavy team, coordination-heavy. They really rely on angles. So if NoMercy Eclipse is smart, they're going to want to go and try and find these angles, or just simply shut down the angles that Altered looks for. Get in their face, be a bit more aggressive, because that seems to be the playstyle that Altered likes the least. Interesting strategy here from Altered Reality. As you can see, they've opened up the floor there on walk-in, as well as some of the wall. I don't know if that was just them during the prep phase trying to be a bit quicker, but if so, that's not exactly terribly quick. So I could very well understand maybe why they're looking for it. It might be for banner tricking. I really doubt it. As you can see now, an A-Star's going to go down there from Sapsu, who's actually going to manage to take down the Kaid. I'm surprised. It's the fact that there even is a Kaid is a bit surprising. Turkey will fall there. Not out just yet, but has been brought to the DBNO courtesy of Sapsu, who's looking for their first kill. Will get it. Confirms it on the Turkey, removing that Kaid. Might be looking for a second one here. Spots that head of the Maestro of Jordan Mozzarella, gets the double kill. Texana, however, will get a pick there on Ilioviaku. 3v3 now is Cobra picking off Sapsu. I have no clue who Cobra is, honestly. Texana will take down I'm Wokes. As it's a 2v3 here. It's up to just E-Girls and Black Revival, who, keep in mind, are on the opposite ends of the map here. Black Revival's trying to push this game side, and he just got triple killed by Texano because there's no flank watch or any support on him. And E-Girls is on the other side of the map, trying to... Now, 1v2 here, about 50 seconds left in the round. Cobra and Texano, not much happening, which is why I was a bit quiet there. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. And E-Girls is the last one left here. Does not have a lot of health. He has one drone, plus 2 drones left for him by his teammates. And there's just not a lot that he can do at this point. I mean, you know, the odds are stacked against him, at least in this very opening round. So he needs to be cautious here.
15 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left.
And Cobra will take down E-Girls. Bit of a taste of the inevitable there, as Altered will take the first round here. Rather predictable result from that last round, not too surprised. Anyways, let's see.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Pardon the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back.
Play my trump card. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Activate shot roll. Playing my trump card.
Bomb located by attackers.
Ready. Frag grenade out. Reloading.
As you can see now, Eclipse going to be trying to push in. They've concentrated themselves very highly on this blue side. 4v4, Black Revival will take down Turkey. Removing that bandit's not going to make a whole lot of difference besides just keeping the numbers even here. 3v3, Sapsu will trade out Cobra for Black Revival, and losing the Twitch ain't exactly the best ending for them, considering that they are also out of flank watch in terms of the first pick being Aqua there. So not the best spot from the B end. They have to be quite mindful now. However, they do lose after quickly gaining the man advantage. Mozzarella. Jodo takes down Sapsu. Well, actually, lowering Eagles a bit as he looks to get a bit aggressive here. He has taken supply pretty much at the default position, or one of the defaults in that site. So the other one is right around where Wokes is, or just around the entryway. As you can see, 3 double kill from Texano as well as Eagles. Both of them pretty much just trading each other out after Shoto fell, and it's up to just Wokes and Texano here. Round on the line, 1v1 situation here. Both of them very low. Wokes might look to push forward here. He's going to just check his angles. He does have quite a bit of time, so he doesn't need to be too worried. Texano going to actually send in a couple rounds and might be looking for the final kill. Will spot Wokes, but nope. The ace of Eclipse shuts down. Texano gets his team another round here. So there goes Cobra. I don't know what he has. Anyways. Going into this Eclipse, I think they're 0-0. If anything, they might be 0-1 because they're taking Apollo. And so they might be taking Apollo's record, which is a 0-1 record. And then Altered is 1-0 right now. They, on I believe Sunday, had, I would call it a barn burner of a match against 141 Esports. They ended up winning that in the final round, 8-7. With a similar lineup to this, they did not have Turkey in, I believe. And they did not have Cobra, and they did not have Jodo. But they still had Texano, and the main reason that I mentioned Texano being there is that he had 20 kills. A 20 bomb. Admittedly over 15 rounds. So it was pretty well distributed, but still. And as we wait, I'm just going to be looking over the bands, looking over this map. It's a pretty defender-sided map. I would say one of the most defender-sided in the pool, in the competitive pool. It's also a mirror and clash map, which is what we see here from the bans from both teams in terms of defender bans. You know, Mira is very strong on top floor and bottom floor. I would say there are setups that you could do on meeting in kitchen or on dining in kitchen that involve her, but it's not usually where she's ran. And then the clash, you won't see her on first floor almost at all. Similar deal with the Mira. But you will see her, especially on basement, holding blue, and then on top floor holding, some might call it tarp, some might call it attic. Anyways, on to this third round here. And just off the first 2 rounds, it's looking pretty close, actually. I mean, you know, pardon me, I personally object with some of the strategies that we're seeing in use. But it's just going to depend on how these two teams play. You know, Eclipse, I would say, had 2 dangerous attacks there. They won that last check mainly because they won their gunfights, especially the fact that they took Pillar so early. Because if you take Pillar, especially early in the round, that allows you to throttle the round as an attacker. Because that gives you access to Evox, which gives you access to supply. You can cut off Highway, which allows you to cut off a lot of rotations, especially between the freezer side and the rest of the objective. And that might even give you an opportunity to actually take Highway here and put even more pressure on supply or laundry.
5 seconds to go.
So for the, you know, for the defenders especially, you want to hold on to Pillar as long as possible. And the fact that they lost Pillar pretty early in the round meant that they just did not have any more control over the round, really. Plus the fact that they ended up losing those final 1v1s there. As you can see now, going to be looking to hold this blue side pretty heavily. I mean, having one player on blue stairs, one player actually in Pillar, or Boiler, whatever you want to call it, is going to really allow them to hopefully hold control of that. You know, they're not really trying to hold blue elbow very clearly, since the Finka of Sapsu is there. Nitro rip going to happen there for a second. He throws out the Nitro, but to no avail. Doesn't get any damage there. Fragging gonna out from Sapsu. Actually bounces back at him. I don't know if that's gonna affect him. 4v5. The Cobra will take down Sapsu. Now, the man advantage has flipped in the favor of Altered. I believe this is similar to the first round as Joda will pick off I'm Wokes, removing both the Finka and the Ace. Two very big frags there for Altered Reality. Admittedly, Eclipse still has E-Girls as the Maverick, and I believe Black Revival could potentially bring some hard breach as well. I'd be wrong. But they still have E-Girls as the Maverick, so they can still get walls. But it's going to take them longer, and it's going to be riskier. Because unlike the rest of the hard breachers, you know, unlike Thermite, unlike, you know, one of the hard breach charges, unlike Ace or Hibana, that Mavericks is arguably the slowest hard breach. And probably the hardest to do. Not that the other ones aren't, or can't be difficult, but you have to know how to Maverick trick in order to open up a wall as Maverick. You can't just, you know, throw torch down and expect yourself to open up a wall. As Aqua will take down Turkey. I don't know why Turkey was pushing that. He's gonna actually go down to 0-3 now. No offense to him, but you're in a 4v3. You don't want to be pushing a team. You know, you just hold angles, especially considering you're on defense. You can just wait that round out. They luckily still have site control, and they have about 45 seconds to burn. They do also have Kona stations set up by Turkey before he died, but still, I don't feel that it's a... I don't feel that that's exactly the strongest way for them to be going about this. About 30 seconds left in the round here. Eagles with the one with the diffuser willing to get on the objective very soon, considering there's only 20 now. The clock is ticking for them. Double kill from Cobra. He'll take down Black Revival. It's up to just E-Girls here. Gonna down Cobra. Looks for the second one. Texano won't get it just yet. Looks for the pistol kill. No. Texano shuts him down. Wins another round here for Altered Reality. Good round there for Altered, despite a bit of an aggressive play from them. They still stand a good chance here. Early on, admittedly, so I can't really say that they're out of the game or anything like that. I'm just saying that so far they're looking good here. They're looking on track.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Again, it's Oregon here. It's a defender-sided map, so I'm not expecting this to be a 6-0 for either team, frankly. This doesn't seem to be that sort of mismatch that we saw actually between, what was it, GTS and 141, or K1A and Durag. Those are both 7-0s, and let's be honest, that was kind of expected, specifically the Durag K1A game. So I'm not really expecting that here. Obviously, we can have a 7-0, considering that both teams have picked up rounds. But still, it's just looking like it's going to be a pretty close game here. I don't know what's going on, though, with the lineup here for the defending team. I mean, for Pete's sake, they don't even have any sort of wall denial. I mean, they have a Maestro, but it's not really going to do them anything. Oh. I stand corrected. As you can see, there's a Maestro camera, an evil eye below. Actually, I wasn't really expecting that. That's going to be... I mean, that's also pretty easy to remove, let's be honest. It's literally just sitting there. Somebody could very easily knife that. And I don't think Eclipse has really realized it, and they have, so they'll take that down. But it was nice in terms of costing Eclipse a bit of utility, but still, I don't feel like it was worth half of Maestro's utility, and pretty good intel as well. 4v4 now. Woke will take down Sec Envy as Joda will trade him out, and It's looking just like an even ball game again. This has not been... These haven't been particularly messy or imbalanced rounds here for either team. It's just been sort of a battle to the finish. Eventually one team breaks away, which is what we might be seeing now, as Turkey will take down Sapsu up to just Black Revival and E-Girls here. Outnumbered, however, fairly heavily. 2v3. E-Girls gonna take Turkey down there. Ego's gonna get a double kill down to Cobra, just simply lurking here, looking for another frag. Black Revival actually gonna look for one on Jodo Mozzarella. As Texano will pick off Egos, looks for the second here, he'll get it. Texano, the roam threat of Altered Reality, gets the two-piece and the round for his team. At this point, currently it's looking like it might be a breakaway here for the defending team, as Syke's gonna be playing Thorn. Okay, I don't know if that was a random pick or if he meant to do that or if he's just forgetting, but Thorn is banned, my friend. You cannot play Thorn. It would certainly be interesting, however, to see how Thorn is played. I will say that.
Attackers need to as they can.
And he gets TK'd, so seems about correct. But that's going to put even more of a dent in the plans here of Altered Reality. Admittedly, it's not like Texano is getting TK'd, but they're at a 5v4 on the weakest side on this map. They're not going to meeting in kitchen, which I'd say is stronger than dining in kitchen, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You know, there's no real way to deny the vertical of at least the dining side. Plus, you know, there's the classic thermite trick where you put a thermite charge up here on the second floor small tower, detonate it, and it'll open up pretty much the top half of this dining wall, which will allow you quick plants as well as some covering, considering that about half the wall opens, so you still have the bottom half of that wall to cover yourself. As you can see, just trying to finish their setup here is Altered Reality. Still have quite a few reinforcements left. Good amount of them, however, going upstairs, or at least utility going upstairs. You can see a shield up there. I believe a Surrogate might go up there. They're certainly putting down the rest of their reinforcements. That's, what, 4? Maybe more up on the top floor. Rhyming, not intended, as the Aruni there of, pardon me, Cobra actually setting up part of site here. Put up some footholds, put up 2 rotates there as well, 4v4, so he will take down E-Girls, but truly it's just a refrag at this point. You know, it's not going to really get them anything. Sapsu will take down Turkey, who might be wishing that he had now put down that final Kona station, and it'll bring it back to an uneven number situation, as Eclipse will once again get a man advantage here. Not too terribly surprised to see it. Might be looking for even more pressure here on the objective. As you can see, Wokes will fall at the hands of Jodo Mozzarella, but not going to be enough really to stop the push here coming from Eclipse. They're doing just pretty meta push. Nothing wrong with that, it's just that it's plain. And we'll have to see.
Swapping mags!
Attackers drop
1v3 reflex, not reflex, pardon me, Cobra gonna take down Sapsu, not with the reflex, with a different sight. That would actually be holographic on a very unrelated note. Black Revival, the last one left here. And I don't know why I focused on sights, ladies and gentlemen, but on this site here of Dining and Kitchen, this is a bit unusual. It's a 3v1 here. It's just seeming like it's becoming a bit more of a squash match for Altered Reality. Obviously that could change. Something could happen here for the attacking team to mount a comeback, but the fact that it's a bit of a mismatch from these two teams, let's be honest, not as bad as other matches, but still, plus the fact that that the team that has the leg up, the team that is favored, is on defense, and it's a defender-sided map, is not working in favor of Eclipse here. And in this round in particular, a 1v3 does not help you at all. 30 seconds left as Altered is sort of encircled Black Revival here. He's fallen back looking for another kill, but no, Jodo Mozzarella with the 2K and the round here for his team. And that's going to be a side sweep, actually, for Altered Reality. I'm surprised to see that. It's interesting, the fact that we're seeing that happen. You know, you just don't expect a side sweep of that tertiary site. But I guess it's, you know, Altered is guaranteed at least 2 rounds here. They are guaranteed at least a 4-2 split. They might even get a 5-1 split depending on how this goes. They are going down to basement where they are 1-1. So, assuming that those same chances exist, there is a 50-50 shot here that going into the second half of this game, going into Eclipse's defending half, they will be down by 4 rounds, which is a pretty big deficit. Obviously, never say never. You know, it's not insurmountable, but it is definitely difficult.
Located a bomb. 87 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds to go. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
You can see here, the attacking team, pardon me, I thought that they had switched at half, not just yet. We have the final round of this first half here, after which they will switch, after which we will take a look at the scoreboard and try and evaluate how those two teams' first halves went here. As you can see, though, a very blue-centric push here for Eclipse. I don't know if that's exactly the strongest choice. I mean, it's the meta push, sure. At the same time, having 5 of your players in this little, 10-foot by 10-foot box doesn't seem like the best idea. As you can tell, Woke's gonna actually pick up the push here, pick up the pace a teeny bit, but I don't know why the Nomad is the one that's trying to enter here. They are running a very support-heavy lineup, I suppose. And that's true. I mean, they have 2 hard breaches. They have a flank watch and Wokes. They have E-Girls on the secondary support. And then Sapsu is the only one that you could argue is not support with the Finka. But let's be honest, they want him to stay alive for the stims, the heals, whatever you want to call them. Cover will pick off, however, not Finka. And he's continuing to hold on to control of Pillar. Going into the, about minute 15 left, it's going to give them even more, it's going to give Altered even more control, considering that, the defending team here, the attacking team, pardon me, the defending team is holding these walls closed, courtesy of that Kaid, which has been a big game changer, and it's going to certainly be a game changer for Eclipse when they go on the defense. But, that's what's allowing Altered some additional control here. Aqua will trade out Wokes for Cobra as Turkey falls to the hand, to Black Revival there. The Thermite on entry, on his own. One of your 2 hard reachers. Seems a bit, I suppose, irresponsible. Oddly enough, Texano roaming above there, he didn't open a hatch, but he put down a good amount of utility as he'll actually dome Black Revival, sending him a postcard from across the room, mailing it straight to his face. And that'll be a 2v3 now, as Altered continues to just hold control of this round. That's been what's sort of their trademark, is holding control of a round is what earns them the round. So if they can waste the time of Eclipse, which they certainly have, as he goes to the last one left, he's terribly outnumbered. There's nothing he can do. He'll take down Texano, so at least he earns, KOST for this round. But that's not going to be enough for them to really mark anything else besides a 5-1 split against them. And Altered is in a really good spot here. I mean, they're one round away from match point. 2 rounds away from winning it. So they have put a tremendous amount of pressure, even without being on match point, they put a tremendous amount of pressure here on Eclipse to actually pick up some rounds. That should start happening for them. They are on defense now. Most teams, I'd say, are better on defense than attack, but I don't want to say that that's 100% true. So that could just be, this could be an exception here, but generally, I would say that that's true. Looking at the scoreboard at half, 7-4-2-2-2, 11-9-5-2-0. Comparing frags between the two teams, we have 27 against 17. So 10 kill difference in favor of Altered Reality, 4 round difference, pardon me. So around every 2 kills led to an extra round, which is pretty nice. It's good that Eclipse is keeping up here, but also not great that differential in terms of kills has grown between these rounds. I mean, that's somewhere between 1 to 2 kills more for Altered every single round so far. And obviously we're switching sides here, so that could very much change, but it's looking debatable, I'd say, considering how deep of a hole that Eclipse has dug themselves into, to an extent, or that they've fallen into, if you want to consider it that way, and now that they have to get themselves out of. However, they do have some pretty strong operators here. I mean, oddly enough, they have Sapsu as a castle. I don't know why they even are bringing a castle. I'll have to look at the barricades. But the reason that I mention some of the members of the lineup is that they banned, or Altered banned, pardon me, a Thatcher. Oddly enough, not a Maverick, so they wanted to keep the Maverick up, which makes some sense. They're two slightly similar but slightly different operators. I just feel that the Maverick's the smarter and stronger choice on this map than the Thatch. But they did not. Neither team opted to take down a Kaid. So we now have Wokes bringing the Kaid, and for most of that first half, Altered brought a Kaid. Samsu will fall at the hands of Texana, who's oddly enough switched from an alibi to a Capitao. Bit of a change of roles here. Turkey will pick off Black Revival, and now it's going to look to be potentially a 3-man advantage in favor of Altered Reality here. They're going to push forward here. Jodo bringing out the classic Monty. 3v4 now. Wokes will pick off Turkey. Removing the main hard breach is going to be pretty big here for Eclipse, but they're still down by 2 players as Cycle pick off We Love You Anka. Congrats to him again in the first kill of this game. Wokes, however, will trade him out, and that's still going to be a pretty big kill, as it's now up to just Wokes here. You have to deal with Texano, Mats, Jodo, and the Ash there of Cobra. Not enough for him, though, and Jodo, welcome back, not only to the games, but also to the Monty. Something that we have not seen from him as well as from Altered in a while. Although he's known for that, although he's a bit revered, he's made tutorials for it, it's still not very often brought out. Though he does oftentimes get target banned for that, which I think is a bit silly. But the Kaid being active means that they can actually they can electrify walls from further out. In comparison with a Mute or a Bandit, you have to put the denial right on the wall. With a Kaid, you can put it from a bit farther away, which allows you to potentially put it, above or below the wall, to the side of the wall, on the wall, on the literal, genuine wall right next to it, on the floor maybe, or to potentially Kaid trick. And the other thing to keep in mind is that you can electrify hatches. That's the only way that you can really keep hatches closed on this map, is either that or having somebody literally watching the hatch, or maybe a Maestro, but even then, the best option is certainly a Kaid Electroclaw, which is only provided by Kaid himself. So that's pretty big on that basement site, which is a bit strange now, considering that Eclipse has decided to forego going to basement again. They're going to actually opt to go top floor. And while we wait for the last member of Eclipse to return, I will be back momentarily. My apologies for the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard that the player on Eclipse has either left or rage quit, which is quite unfortunate. And now, we move on to the potentially, most likely, let's be honest, the final round here. Also going to look to just steamroll, really, through Eclipse. They might get a bit overconfident, I'd say, which could end up working against them, but still, it's an inevitability at this point, considering that they are up by one person to start, and Eclipse is a new team with no chemistry. Also, in other news, for those of you interested, Euphoria versus the other dude who rage quit, yeah. 1210, yep.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Anyways, I was about to say, for those of you interested, Euphoria versus Unity has just started.
10 seconds left. Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds to go. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Position device.
Okay, Texano's rushing. He has 13 kills. Congratulations to him for breaking double digits. He's going to look for even more. He goes to take down Cherokee. Sapsu will fall at the hands of Texano, getting 15 now. And he's going to look for 2 more. You can see Cycle actually TK Jodo. Black Revival will get a frag on a Psych. It's a 2v2 now, all of a sudden. It's actually looking a bit competitive here. As I feel a bit bad for Eclipse. I mean, they're in a 4v5. These two players are trying their best. They're actually, like, putting up a fight. And still, your girl's gonna try and actually push somebody towards the Nitro, but to no avail.
Attackers recovered the defuse.
No, it's up to just E-Girls Texano, not Texano, pardon me. Cobra getting that kill, and as you can tell, he's gonna be looking for a place to plant now, as Texano's gonna just cover him. Not surprised at all. E-Girls will push forward here, might be getting some times from that cam that was just taken out. He'll push forward here. Actually flashed courtesy of Texano, who's covering him now. Gonna get a bit aggressive, look for this final kill here. As you can tell, just trying to get this done, trying to make something happen here. Does have a drone right in front of him, and Cobra will get the final kill, closes this out. 7-1, Altered smashes through. Eclipse improves their record to 2-0. 8-7-4-8-4-7-3-8. 15-2-11-3-3-8-6-4-1-6. Congrats to Texano and Cobra for breaking double digits. And congrats to Texano for having a KD of 7.5. Should point that one out.
Yo, GG guys.
GG.
GG.
I mean lasagna spaghetti flavored cake now.
Kill yourself, but I guess what you want.